guys, welcome back to another video, and I apologize for not putting out a video last week because I was out of town. I was in Vegas. So what do you guys think? I took off the yellow tints on the headlights. I actually think it looks better. How can I sell this car? This car looks too freaking good. How can I sell it? So lately I put so much crap in my head of debating if I should sell this car, if I should keep it, you know, what should I do? Should I get a GTR? Should I get, yeah, and by the way, the video I did last that you guys saw, I wouldn't sell this car for any of those cars except for one. There's only one car I would get rid of the LC500 for, and it's just been my dream car forever. It's a GTR. That's the only one. But as the more I thought about it, and the price of the GTRs are coming down a little bit, so they are getting a little more manageable. But the problem is, I don't think you guys want to see a GTR on this channel. When we know the GTR is far more popular, it's freaking Godzilla, it's an iconic car, but for YouTube, is it the best decision? Because everything that's been done to it has been done to it, which is a good and bad thing. It's good for the car owner because everything is tried and true. There's, you know, anything that could possibly you could do to a GTR has been done to a GTR. But there's just not a lot of LC500s on the internet that people are doing stuff to, which is can be a negative thing, but it could also be a good thing, meaning there's not a lot of competition on the YouTube front with people doing a lot of stuff to these cars. Now, is there a lot of stuff to do to these cars? Not really, performance-wise, besides your basic exhaust headers, you know, making it sound really freaking good. But, you know, aesthetics, we could go crazy with the aesthetics. I mean, there is the wide body, there are all the other stuff. There are some stuff we could do that the more I've owned this car, I've had this car for about 10 months now, so I'm going on to my first year of owning this car. And I bought it just bone stock. Since we've had this car, it's got the body kit, the 22-inch wheels, the lowered, and that's really it. My next thing I want to do is exhaust. I need to get exhaust on here to really let that V8 scream. But the more I've had this car, the more I'm like, there are some things in this car that we could do that I don't think a lot of people have done. For instance, the suspension. I think the suspension on this car is kind of garbage. It really is. It's fine for just your, you know, if it's factory and you're going to drive this around, whatever, it's great, right? It is what it is. It's good. But what the suspension's kind of starting to suck is, I think once you put the lowering springs on here, like I did the RSR springs, is that now it does feel a little mushy. It's like it's either too bouncy or it's too mushy. And now I'm thinking if we do anything with the suspension, to do like really nice set of coilovers. Like, you know, I don't know if K&W has something like this, but somebody might have to find a better solution for the suspension to get this car like driving properly or handling properly, not really handling properly for a heavy car. Performance doesn't really bother me because it's still a fun car to drive. I think it's that the sluggishness of the weight of the car, the lack of nimbleness is kind of what I hate, but I think really good suspension will take care of that. Now, another thing, this car, it brakes very well for being a heavy car, but I think the brakes just look a little small. So I think a big brake kit on here would look really good. Some big cross-drilled rotors, slotted just to fill up that wheel, and then like a big brake caliper. I just think it would look really good. It would separate the black wheel from the little, you know, the little brakes. my friend with his GTR, when we park them side by side, you go look at the GTR brakes are just massive, and I think this car would look good with a massive set of brakes. So that would be another thing that I would look into with this car, is a really good set of brakes, like a big brake. The other thing that I want to do to this car is, besides the exhaust and headers and straight pipe, but I would love to wrap this car. And I think for the sake of building this YouTube channel, yeah, you get to a point where you just got to do something a little different, right? I mean, there's not a lot of people with LC500s, which is great, but I'm thinking with this LC500, I have to make it unique. And that's why I think beyond the basic, the bolts-ons, because the car is so reliable. That's why I hate the idea of getting rid of this car, because for the price right now, it's so reliable, it looks so good, and it does drive really well. There's just improvements we can make to make this car handle better, sound better, and little things aesthetically to make it look better. Keep kind of going back and forth with doing maybe like either a satin PPF, just to make this like a satin white, or like a snow camo, I think would look really good on this car. Since my car is already white, just doing like a real, like a matte white, real light gray camo, but more maybe like a geometric type of camo. Not like camouflage, but something kind of crazy like that with a lot of black accents would look good. Maybe like a pop of yellow here and there. I don't know. Satin black. I keep going back to satin black. I think every car looks freaking good in satin black, especially like cars that are kind of slopey like this, because it just really shows the lines. You know, it accentuates the body lines of the car. So I love satin black. So let me hear your thoughts. Tell me what you think. So I know most of you guys here, if not all of you, are here because you want to see the LC500. You want to see the progress, my experiences with it. Maybe you're shopping for your own. If that's the case, I want to hear from you. If you would like to see a different car on this channel that is not the LC500, maybe it's a GTR. I can't think of anything else I would really want. Because I'm not a BMW guy. I don't want to get stuck with the maintenance of a BMW, because they're great while you have them under warranty, but when you don't, they get very, very expensive. And because of that, you know, and at the end of the day, there's just not a lot of YouTube videos of the LC500. There's some, but not a lot. So I think there's some benefit there, and I think this car will eventually get more popular as, you know, time just kind of goes on. Remember, it's like it was only made in 2018 or 2017 technically, but went on sale in the US in 2018, so it hasn't been on the market that long. But now, you know, the prices have come down. Just like anything, when the price comes down, more people can get their hands on it, and then more crazier stuff you'll see. And I still do love when I go to Cars and Coffee or something like that. There's just not I might see one other LC, maybe, and that's it. But I want to hear from you. If you think we should get a different car for the sake of building this YouTube channel, because I really do want to build this out. If we wanted to get a different car for the sake of YouTube, what should it be?
3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dime to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my
Anywhere
God,
I'm
that thing
at,
is
turn the city
lifted.
up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on.
That is sick. And then we got Cybertruck. They're everywhere. Nice M4. Nice M4 right there. It's Cybertruck. All over. So tell me, are you guys sick of seeing Cybertrucks yet? We're not sick of seeing them, but it's just not my thing. But it's still kind of cool. But it's too bad it's electric. 106 degrees outside. It's just so hot. It's almost like it's so, you don't want to do anything. It's just hot. Next weekend is going to be a fun one because we're going back to Cars and Coffee, Texas. It's happening again, And this time I will be going out there with some of my friends. We're going to meet up before the show, and we're going to kind of caravan out there together, and you know, we'll see what's in store. So it should be fun. It's going to be hot, but next Saturday we'll get into more shenanigans, because you know, it's been, you know, the vlog here has been very mild. We haven't done a lot of crazy stuff. I went to Vegas last weekend, as I said, so I didn't get to, you know, I didn't shoot any video out there. It was kind of, we just spent just literally Friday or Thursday. We got there like Thursday at midnight, and then we stayed till Friday, and then flew back Sunday, early Sunday morning, like at 7 in the morning is when our flight left. So it was an exhausting trip. I really wanted to go to Royalty Exotics, but I didn't get a chance. We're just kind of we're so busy just on the strip, and we spent so much time in the old Vegas, someplace I never normally hang out at. And so we went to like Fremont Street, and it was a blast. But again, I just didn't shoot a lot of video because it was just like, you know, I didn't know what to shoot. But here we are, we're back. And I've been thinking so much about bringing a different car to this channel, but I still just kind of come, every time I have those thoughts, I go to bed, I wake up, I look at my car, and I say, man, how can I sell this car? Because it is that gorgeous. This car looks that good, and it looks different. So I just can't, you know, I keep going on and on and on about that. So maybe that is the answer. Maybe we just don't. Oh my gosh, another Cybertruck on the other side of the highway. They're freaking everywhere. A lot of people who bought Cybertrucks. It's kind of crazy. I see more Cybertrucks than LC500s. Put it that way. So I'm thinking, to wrap up this video, what we should probably do is just keep the LC500, and let's see what we could squeeze out of the full potential of this car. And then when we get to the point to where we feel like we just can't squeeze anything else out of this thing, then let's look into replacing it with a new car for the channel. Maybe that might be the way to go. I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you think. All right, guys, till next weekend, Cars and Coffee, remember, it's gonna be a good one. Later.
Flash.